Hi, my name is Frank Figueroa, and this is my 1.3 Lead from the Heart assignment for EDOl 707. Wanted to begin with Mark Crawley. In his book, his thesis is to how we can, the thought of leading from the heart in a leadership position as opposed to what current people kind of just lead in a generic, standard way where you make sure that the employee is doing what they need to do, and in Crawley's viewpoint is more making sure that the employee feels that you feel for what's occurring for them, empathy and recognition, overall making sure the employee feels welcome and needed in the organization, which sometimes does not happen in a lot of places. In some workplaces, employees are just treated as employees, making sure their input is what they put in time is what the company gets in the output back. We continue with what thought of people actually think of what makes people happy in a workplace. Crawley explains that most people think that people are okay and happy as long as they have a job and they collect a paycheck at the end of the week. And sometimes that's not true, as Crawley explains using Maslow's hierarchy of needs example. Most people will get past that necessity of I received what I needed to make sure I'm having that necessity of pay and money, but now I want something more. And that's where Crawley explains that people want recognition and in what they're doing at work. So if the employee doesn't feel recognized, that's why you'll have low morale, low output from the place, because people don't think that they're as much as they're okay with what they're getting paid, but they don't feel like they're getting recognized for all the work that they're doing at the organization. One of the things that I agree with at Crawley, I really do think he's very, very right with recognizing employees. I personally have that had that experience when I worked in a place where went above and beyond your job description and didn't really get recognized for what you were doing, and a transition to a new workplace where every little small minuscule thing you get recognized by the director, and they're always making sure that they feel that make sure that you're appreciated for the work that you do. So I really do think lead from the heart, that kind of mentality and leadership style does work and go a long way for employees. In my organization, I feel like there might be some things where people might not feel that this is applicable. There's some people in many organizations, they exist where they're just in and out, collect a paycheck, come to work, go home. And then they might be the ones that may play this idea off as, well, we don't really need that. People don't care for this or anything like that, is what I would see. Or just different ideas towards it. Also, you might get pushback from management where this is too much time consuming for one person to put into. We don't think it's being utilizing effective time. The employee can be doing something else, or the manager of the people can be doing something else, as opposed to kind of creating ideas how to lead from the heart. My TCP is Engineering Student Employee Learning and Development Outcomes. So kind of, this ties into, lead from the heart ties into my overall TCP. I really want my leadership team to be open about the idea of leading from the heart, especially if they know that we're going to be working with students and creating learning outcomes for student employees who sometimes are victims of this thought of just being employees who come in and out and don't really care for much because they're wanting more from the position, but they're not getting it. So I currently see that issue, hence why I'm pursuing this TCP idea. They're just, student employees are there working in and out, in and out, in and out, and not really doing a lot of stuff. So that's going to be really important in my TCP. Since my TCP isn't based on developing student employees, as I read the Leap from the Heart book, I really, it resonated with me, and I'm like, this is a book that I'll have to really, cite and reread a couple of times in order to be able to grasp all the ideas and just kind of skim through different parts of the book that are going to be beneficial for the transformational change project that I'm trying to implement at UC Riverside. Some three factors that connect to it are employee engagement, so student employment engagement. You see student employees who aren't really engaged with their work, they're just mindless they're like zombies just sitting there doing work, but they're, I want to make them get more engaged. And I think by leading from the heart, and showing the student employees that their supervisor, myself, is there and wants to know what they're doing in work and how they're doing, and making sure that they know that they feel appreciated, as opposed to just, okay, thanks for working here, bye. Making sure that it resonates with them every day that they're at the workplace. And then also creating a meaning for students in the work that they do, because a lot of students don't know, don't understand what their work is and how valuable it is to the organization. And we really couldn't be functioning career center without them. So really creating these standards for them, that they know that they're important and they're valued, and kind of always recognizing, kind of creating these recognitions for them, even if it's on a quarterly basis, or just, small tokens of appreciation that they know they're appreciated. So ideas that will benefit my overall TCP, to help other student employee supervisors kind of, not saying that you have to give them gifts every single time they do something good, but recognizing their accomplishments, that they're accomplishing good things at the workplace. Also create a challenging work environment for students to learn and develop in their daily lives. So aside from being students and learning from schoolwork, also developing them at the workplace, and hence the TCP learning and development outcomes, kind of making it a challenging, new skill sets that they're learning, as opposed to just sitting at a computer calling out and calling in people for appointments or scheduling appointments. Creating new tasks where their skill sets will grow. They'll learn new software, they'll learn new ways to improve, and creating process improvement, which will be really, really important in my new office. We're relocating to a new office location, and process improvement will be very, very important. And I'll have to get the input from the student employees who will be running the front desk operations under me. They'll really need to, improve these processes. So overall, the Lead from the Heart book by Mike Crawley was very, it resonated a lot with me, especially with my TCP idea now of engineering student learning and development outcomes in the workplace. It definitely gave me a lot of ideas and kind of how to move forward with creating some of these outcomes for the students, especially since some students don't really understand what they should be doing at the workplace, and even student employee supervisors don't understand they know that they should be working and doing something, but not really how you develop the students. So Lead from the Heart has really, helped with some ideas, and it will continue overall over the lifespan of my TCP project, and will be a very good source. And I do recommend the book for others, and we'll be recommending it to my supervisor, and she's a very good person with books, so hopefully she'll enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.